Test, testicle.
What?
Try it.
I'm testing now, but is this actually
great.
in the episode or?
Do you want to keep it in?
Okay.
Okay, our new intro song. Roll it. How do you like it?
I don't.
Why not?
I don't. It sounds...
Why
okay,
not?
I don't think it needs an intro song.
I do. It's like such a boss way to introduce us.
It sounds like a cop drama.
It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Come on, guys. You let us know what you think. Do you like the intro song or are you with Eric and you hate it?
Text in.
We're not doing that. We don't have a number.
What? I know, but that's what you say.
Okay.
Like on old radio shows, they'd call in and then it got modern, so people would text in.
And now?
I don't know. I'm just keeping the spirit of radio alive.
Okay.
All right.
We need a text number. We're being flakes. We keep telling people to do things and there's nothing for them to do.
What's on the menu for today?
The menu?
Yeah.
Okay. So first, we're going to entertain you guys because this has been entertaining me and I have not been able to share it with my significant other because he just stops me in my tracks when I say, listen to this.
See why.
Okay. So this episode is going to be a little bit weird.
It's brought to you by Weird People.
Yeah. Weird People episode. So on Instagram, you can DM me and it can come up in my requests. I don't really know how they I don't know how they choose for who comes up in your requests. Eric, what are you doing?
I just flicked paper and it landed on your sweater and I wanted to clean it up.
Okay, well, can we get to the actual story now?
Weird People. Let's go.
Weird People. Yeah. In my Instagram DMs. Let me read you 3 DMs of people that have messaged me in my requests folder that Eric will not listen to. So, this first one is by somebody who just followed me. And
you're twisting my arm here. You've got me on a platform where I have to listen now.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm bringing it to the podcast. All right, everybody. This person just followed me, and then they messaged me. And they said this.
Whoa, gravelly voice.
They said this. Eric, we're not that kind of podcast. Okay. I would love to get your input on something. I have always hated shaving and decided to let my pubic hair and underarm hair grow out during quarantine. I really don't want to go back to shaving and would love...
Do we have to?
Yes.
Okay.
I really don't want to go back to shaving and would love to see body hair become a more acceptable choice for women. I was wondering if you've noticed this becoming a trend because of quarantine. Have you ever let your body hair grow out? If so, did you receive any negative feedback? No one has said anything to me about it, but then again, I'm not sure if anyone has noticed. I would love to see more. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Sorry. I just don't know how. Go on.
I would love to see more support for women making their own choices about their bodies and hope quarantine has made female body hair a little less shameful. Why do we do this to ourselves? Shaving is such a pain. Wow, I would love to become an advice podcast. That was fun. Guys, send in your the relationship quabbles
or personal hygiene quabbles,
and we can debate. No, don't send in the personal hygiene.
Well, you're reading one.
Yeah, but clearly you have no interest. You interrupted me 3 times.
She's like, how would you know? Is this a trend? She's asking, would you like if you know it's a trend?
What's your opinion?
Well, how people aren't just walking around fanny to the wind. How are they supposed to know?
What's your opinion on what they're asking?
Well, she made it clear I can't have one. This is a feminism statement, right?
So should I respond?
So I have no position?
I guess not.
Your body, your choice.
Agreed. She makes a point there.
This is on you. This advice is you now.
I don't think she's gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I do want to preface it by saying that I don't care what anyone else does. I only care about what I do. Like, if you want to have hair growing out your armpits and put it inside your ass crack, I don't care.
What?
That came out really wrong.
We need to get the next DM.
Should we cut this out?
Reluctantly.
Okay, so basically, my point is that, like, I personally don't want to look in the mirror while I put my arms up and see hair there. I personally prefer it.
Okay, check, please.
Without it. But...
We're still going.
Oh, okay. You want me to stop?
Yeah, next one.
Basically, your body, your choice.
I just got to get through this DM segment.
Okay.
These people are weird.
Okay. The next one is from somebody named Poop Police at Freedom of Pooping.
No.
And they have 0 followers and 0 posts, but they do follow me. They said, can you settle a debate? I have been pooping in the garbage disposal because our toilet is broken and the plumber can't get here until Thursday. My girlfriend says she's going to break up with me if I do it again. She insists on asking to use the neighbor's bathroom, who we don't even know. I don't see what the big deal is. It all goes to the same place and I clean the sink every time. Can you get the poop police off my back and tell her that she's being unreasonable?
Hang on. This is ridiculous. We're giving this thing too much time. First off, what is their name?
Poop Police.
And what was the last line?
I know. Can you get the poop police off my back and tell her that she's being unreasonable?
Get himself off his back? Is this like a multiple personality situation?
I didn't get that either. Anyways, should we move on to the next DM?
I don't have time for that.
Okay, the last one I'll read because Eric, actually there's 2 more. Okay.
2 more?
Well, this one is from Eddie. It's short. It says, hello there, lovely.
We're not providing help for any of these people.
I'm willing to pay you weekly allowance for an online arrangement.
For God's sake.
What do you think an online arrangement entails?
Could be anything.
We could use more money.
No.
Okay.
What?
The last one. This one is from Namo. They say, do you mind coming to Egypt, dear? I will help you in everything with my new car by moving to all tourist places and also in booking hotels and hotel apartments at the cheapest prices. I will take care of you in all visits to tourist places and make every effort to make you happy. Welcome at any time. When do you want to go to Egypt? I
want to go to Egypt, not with Namo, but why are we reading these?
Because they're fun.
Okay, look.
Yes.
You're going to get irritated when I say this.
What?
We're CEOs now.
Oh my God.
We are CEOs now.
Oh my God.
We do not have time for this.
What does being a CEO have anything to do with entertaining, playful DMs that are clearly trolls?
That's the point. They are not trying to do anything to move the needle. They're just bored.
Entertainment.
That is not entertainment.
Why?
That's low value. That isn't.
Guys.
Entertainment should be something that is like, we laugh because we don't expect something.
I didn't expect these DMs.
But they're not funny.
Guys, you be the judge. Entertainment or a waste of time?
We can't do this segment again.
Okay, fine.
It's agony.
It starts and ends here. Fine.
I mean, unless there's actually a good DM, but I'm still saying, why you even click in the request tab to begin with?
Okay, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have seen your DM on Facebook.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
So...
Because sometimes I think that they categorize the requests of like people that you're not following. So if somebody I'm not following has a legitimate DM request, I'm going to look at my request bin sometimes. Okay? That's how you miss opportunities, Mr. CEO.
Well, we are 0 for 4 on opportunities here, so.
All right. Let's move on to another weird segment called Weird Tags on YouTube that our podcast is being...
This is shocking.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So, randomly, when I was uploading the last podcast to YouTube, if you didn't know, you could listen to our podcast on YouTube as well if you prefer that. Or Spotify or SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts. I don't know where you're listening to this.
Where you get your favorite podcasts.
Yeah. So anyways, I decided to go on the analytics tab because I'm trying to get more eyeballs on our podcast. Sorry.
Earballs.
More earballs. Ear holes on our podcast. Just because. So anyways, I went to the analytics tab.
Yes. This is like a useless thought, but like,
oh, okay.
it's
So waste of time or entertainment?
No, it's a paradigm shifting moment here. Think about this.
Okay.
It's eyeballs on, but it's in ear holes. It's a completely different act.
Right.
So we're trying to like
get our podcast visible and exposed, but then we want them to put it in their ears. Think about the way that we phrase it. It's like we're trying to get people to notice us rather than we're trying to be in someone's head. Like, go on. Whoa. Okay. So anyways, I was on the analytics YouTube tab of our podcast channel, and I looked at how people are finding us, like the keywords. YouTube gives you the keywords that people are using to find your podcast. And Eric, tell them about the keywords.
You're going to have to you're going to have to explain these keywords. Okay,
go ahead.
Because
see if I can explain
the
them.
Keywords will be related to the content that you put out there. This podcast was formerly OMG Mom.
Correct.
So you and your mom would have conversations. One of the tags was Mommy Got Boobs.
Mommy Got Boobs?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can explain.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, my mom and I on our podcast told stories of our life.
Right.
Right? And so one of the stories that my mom told was when she deflated her tatas. My mom had a breast reduction, and I titled the podcast, My Mom Got a Boob Job, because it is a boob job. So it's weird because I didn't tag the podcast Mommy Got Boobs.
But somehow.
So how is that coming up?
Why are people typing that in? That doesn't even make sense as a keyword.
I don't know. Mommy got boobs. What else?
Mom incest?
Mom incest?
You really need to walk me through this one.
Okay, so I can explain. Basically,
you better.
My mom and I had a podcast, and we were just pontificating on why incest. I actually had the question of why incest was illegal. Like, I just wanted to understand.
Wait, what? Why was illegal?
Yeah, why was it illegal? I'm not
like you have a position for it to be legalized?
No. Do not take my words out of context.
Well,
I am saying...
What's the question?
Well, then? Listen to the podcast episode. It has incest in the title. But basically, I come from a place of wanting to understand why things are the way they are so that I can better live my life, like more intentionally live my life so that I know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. And I just wanted to know, I do not condone incest. I think it's absolutely right to be illegal.
It is illegal. Did you get an answer? Because I don't understand. There's no question. It's illegal to protect people.
I don't.
Like, you have to wear a helmet when you're on a motorcycle.
It's illegal to protect people?
It's illegal to protect. The reason it's illegal is to protect people.
Oh, it's to protect people.
Because you're going to have some Cyclops kid being born that no fault of their own. Like,
yeah. So that's what I was pondering on
Uncle,
the podcast.
Mom,
like,
and Aunt, Dad.
Is there a medical reason? Like, is there some medical failing, some thing that stops the child from living their life like a... You know, do you know what I mean? Like, what is the reason?
Yeah, okay.
And what else do we have for YouTube tags?
I forgot my underwear.
Okay, I can explain.
Yeah.
So I told a story. So I'm actually writing a big book, like a chapter book about...
Are you telling me or...
I'm telling the listeners.
The listener, okay.
Listeners, audience. Fine people out there. Some of you know this and some of you don't, but I'm writing a big chapter book about my ankle surgery and blindness. I was blind a couple times in my life, actually. And I'm writing about that. And in one surgery for my ankle, I forgot to keep my underwear on, and I was telling that story to my mom on the podcast. So I probably titled it like... I forgot to wear my underwear or something like that. But basically the story, the long and short of it is that when you get surgery, you're actually supposed to leave your underwear on. And
it's not how it is in the cartoons, though.
I know in the cartoons, but that's comedic effect. I'm sure some surgeries, like when I had my first surgery, I had to take
surgery.
Well, when I had my first surgery, I had to take it out off.
Take what out?
I had to take my underwear off because I was getting surgery on my hip. Like they were taking bone out of my hip. So they had to go up there and couldn't have underwear.
Okay, that makes sense.
But for the surgery after that, I forgot my underwear. I did not. I think it was my eye surgery, actually. I didn't leave my underwear on. You definitely
but that's
can
unnecessary.
Leave your underwear on. Exactly. Okay.
Can I, like, just general concern for society for having any of those coming up as keyword searches?
Yeah, go ahead.
To bigger book? Bigger than what?
Oh, bigger than the book that I just released. Thank you for the promo. Okay, guys, sometimes you don't want to listen to music, and sometimes you don't also want to sit in silence. Sometimes you want to listen to a classic story of a failed love life so that you can feel better about your own. Well, guess what? I've got you covered. So, in all seriousness, I just released a PDF and an audiobook. The audiobook is 1 hour and 5 minutes. The PDF is 45 pages. And it's basically about my failed love life before Eric came into my life, and my failed relationships. And it has 7 short stories and 7 poems about heartbreak and love and first dates and self-worth and putting forks in the microwave and what I learned about being an older sibling. It has all of that in this book and like my journey and revelation to where I am now with love. So was that a good sell, Eric?
Great sell.
Great sell.
Great sell.
Yeah. So shout out to the people
Did you say where they can get it?
You can. Oh yeah, I did not. Bad read. Okay, you can get it at 9offline.com. 9 as the number, NINE, and offline, which is where you should spend some time sometimes, but after you listen to this podcast, online. 9offline.com. Oh yeah, you can buy either the PDF only or the audiobook only, or you can buy both if you prefer, because sometimes you like to listen to my voice and sometimes my voice gets annoying and you just want to read the rest of the book. So there's that. Shout out to the people that have already bought it. Dan, shout out to you. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Son of Tahir. Eric, I'm doing my shout outs.
It's been a while since I've
shout out to Michaela. Shout out to Taylor and many more. So thank you. But yeah, 9offline.com. And back to the podcast.
Was that enough weirdness? Like, are we done with the weird?
Nope. We have one more weirdness story. Okay, so guys, Eric and I don't leave our apartment after 8 p.m. because there are crazies out in our area.
It's the crazies, but it's just like, remember, I don't know, was this on a podcast or in a video that we said, like, it's not weird to be knocking around with a wheelchair, but I feel like it's harder to blend into a crowd with a wheelchair. And there's 1,000 people walking up and down the street, but you're the one that kind of stands out if, I don't know.
But it's also harder to get kidnapped. No one's going to take the whole wheelchair.
It's not that.
Like, we do stick out like a sore thumb, but I also feel like it detracts from harassment.
I don't think
I don't
so. know.
Okay, anyways, the story. Eric was hungry. And it was Thursday night football, watching Green Bay Packers. Go Packers! Okay.
What? What?
Anyways, Eric was... Is that what they do for the Packers?
Well, no. Well, it'd be Go Pack Go.
Oh, it's Go Pack Go.
Remember in the bar in January?
I heard a different song in the bar in January. It was like sing-songy.
Well, there's a lot of sing-songs.
It was like, the Bears still suck. Okay. Anyways, so Eric
picked this up. I wanted shawarma because it's Thursday night football. You need, like how you were chirping me the other week for like, oh, he needs like sausage and chips with the Champions League. You need scran with the Thursday night football as well. Oh
my God.
So I wanted shawarma because we haven't got one since we moved in.
And I wanted to leave the high tower that we live in to get some fresh air. So that's what I came with. Even though it was after dark. Anyways, we made our way there, and the storefront didn't have a ramp. So it was very hard to get me into the store. So Eric said no, and I said, okay, I'll just stay out here. And Eric was like, no to that. And I was like, no, we can't get in. I can't stay out. I have to.
It was, in my head, it was fine because there wasn't really like a door on the place.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those, like the whole thing slides open.
Yeah.
So
I was at the closer part to the...
But just on the other side of this like 12-inch lip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had an eye on Eric and I was away from the street, but I was still on the sidewalk. But anyways, that did not detract people from coming up to me. One guy came up to me and his eyes, like imagine like Einstein hair and his eyes like wide open looking at me, coming up to me and like sort of fidgeting with his hand, being like, you got Xanax and weed? And I'm like, no, I don't have it. He's like, no, I got it. Do you want it? And I'm like, oh, no. And then he was like, he looks at me and eyes me up and down. He's just like, well, do you want to hang out? And I'm like, no. And then I'm just giving these one word straight answers, looking directly in his eyes like, no. And then he looks into the restaurant behind me because like we said, it was like there were open windows in the restaurant. And he looks in the restaurant behind me. And I don't know, did he make eye contact with you or something?
One of the cooks got off break and turned Arabic music really loud. And it was just a scene inside and I got a little bit distracted because they start yelling at you. It's like, do you want hot sauce, Habibi? And I like, so.
So anyways, he looks inside the store and then he looks back at me and he's just like, you're waiting for your boyfriend, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah. And then he just leaves. However, so that's the weird thing that happened. But it got me thinking, like, as he left, I was like, oh, but like, I kind of really wanted to say yes. Like, I wanted to say,
story?
Yeah. For the story.
I went back to some smackheads.
How great would my next book be if I took Xanax and hung out with this guy?
It would be an obituary.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Sonder. You know sonder?
This is like that fake word, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's in the dictionary of obscure sorrows. And if you don't know what sonder is, basically sonder is like the realization that each passerby is living a life so unique and complex, just like your own, that you know nothing about. And like you could be a little background character in their story if you're at a shawarma shop and two people behind you buying a shawarma and you just notice their red jacket or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just wonder how the events of his life played out after coming up to me. Like, where did he go? What did he do?
Sold the Xanax?
I don't know. I don't know who would buy it. I don't know if he has friends. Where are his friends? Where is his family? What did he do? Where does he live? Right, what's he doing right now? Like, I would never obviously take Xanax or hang out with a stranger that comes up to me and asks me if I want it. But where would that have led me? I'm so curious to know.
I have a version of sonder.
Okay.
I'm going to cough. Do you want to like carry 2 seconds while I cough?
Okay. So Eric has a version of sonder.
Great. When I was in Liverpool, they were playing away one day and I wanted to go to a bar to watch it. So I went to this bar called, pub, I guess, because like bars, food, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I went to this place called the Sandon. It's like historic. It's where the club was founded technically, blah, blah, blah. I didn't realize it had 2 entrances. Okay. I went in the wrong entrance.
What do you mean by wrong entrance?
Well, I went to the bathroom and then some guy also came in and then we're both at the stalls and he starts up a conversation saying, are you red or are you blue? Because like Liverpool's red, Everton's blue. Okay. The 2 teams in the same city. So I said... That
have a rivalry.
Yeah. Oh, beyond. So I said I'm a red and that's when I realized it was the wrong side of the bar.
Oh, you were in the blue side.
So I got out of there quickly.
Did you say, I mean, my favorite color is red?
No, How'd you
get out?
He said words I wouldn't repeat on the podcast. Luckily, I was complete, so I was able to wash my hands and leave.
Oh, gotcha.
And when he came out again, he ended up forgetting who I was. Like this is part of the reason it was kind of like edgy in the bathroom for a second there, is because he was gone. Like you could see it
hammered.
in his eyes. Yeah, it was. I think he was doing Red Bull and vodka all night or something.
Oh my God.
He just wasn't present, glossed over.
So he just let you go after saying that you were a red?
Yeah, like he I guess he wasn't going to kick off.
Wait, hold on. I feel like you told a version of this story to me. And you said something about a last name.
When he came out, he came up to the bar a few minutes later and I was there, and he sort of struck up a conversation as people do, and he'd forgotten who I was.
Okay.
So he ended up asking again the red or blue comment.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to admit I'm a Liverpool fan to him, and I'm definitely not going to pretend to be an Everton fan.
Right.
So I said, I'm neither. And he said, what do you mean you're neither? And I said, oh, I'm like an exchange student from the Netherlands.
Oh my God. And you thought of this because of his look that he gave you in the bathroom when you said you were a red?
Yeah, because you know when people walk around belligerent, like they're slamming glasses on tables and stuff like that, like you don't know what's going to set them off.
Right.
So I was able to give him... Like, he didn't believe me because I didn't have an accent. So then on the spot, I said, yeah, Eric Van Hookelum.
What? Where do you get Van Hookelum from?
I just brought, because I was with my friend who's actually Dutch, and he had his jersey on with a custom name on the back.
Oh,
so he was able to prove. So we were both Dutch. And anyways, we end up talking to this weirdo dude, and he eventually gets a little bit chummy and invites us back to his place.
Oh my God.
And
did you go?
No, because his invitation was, if you want, you can come back to ours. I've got women in crates.
What in the hell?
So
you kind of knew what you were going to get into.
Well, I don't know.
Sorry, what's a crate?
To me, it sounds like it's like a box that's locked up and there's women in there.
Wait, women in crates, not women and crates?
Women in crates.
Oh my God. I thought you said women and crates, not in crates.
Women in crates.
Why didn't you report this dude?
Because I don't know if he was telling the truth, but I've been Googling like serial killers in Liverpool ever since, just in case his face comes up.
Oh my God.
So I've always wondered, Sonder, what the hell happened back at his place?
And where is he right now? Oh my God. That is crazy. All right. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Speaking of
question of the week,
following up on people.
Follow up.
Are we ending the podcast?
Well, I don't know.
We'll save this for next week. Guys, I have an update. Yeah. We had a pretty good meat and potatoes of this podcast already. So we'll save this for the next week's episode. But basically, I have a follow-up on my childhood friend that I told you about last week, who unfollowed me. I found out why. Woo-woo!
We have slightly different opinions on this, don't we?
Yes, well, do we? We sort of do, but sort of don't, which we will discuss and debate and argue over. No, I'm just kidding. Well, maybe in next week's podcast. So yes, Eric, question of the episode. What is it?
What is the weirdest way that your name has ever been misspelled?
Okay.
It could be like an autocorrect thing, or it could be...
Yes, autocorrect is what I was going to say.
Not like a Starbucks where they misheard you.
They never spell my name wrong.
Yeah.
At Starbucks, I...
Spell your name wrong? They get it right?
I don't think they put my name... Like, whenever I tell them, it's just like, nothing. It's just like those, like, greater than, less than signs, and it's just like empty layer. Do you know what I mean? I see, yeah. Like, they never attempt it.
Not going to try.
No.
Okay.
But... actually, I've had Evie Y on my Starbucks before.
Evie Y?
Yeah, Evie.
Oh, I see. Oh, you were spelling it out. Spelling it out.
I wasn't spelling it out. They put Evie. Yeah, I was spelling it out.
Evie Y.
Yeah, Evie Y.
Okay.
Evie letter Y.
Yep.
But no, autocorrect corrects my name to evil. So that's always fun.
Ooh,
I always call people out when they say evil and they don't realize, and they're like, it's autocorrect. I'm like, sure. But I know it's autocorrect.
I would have thought it was like your full name.
Well, my full name, I don't think I've ever seen it tried to be spelled out, but when people try to pronounce it, it's usually either Evloxia with an L, even though there's no L in it.
I'd be okay with that.
And Evfoxia, like Foxy
more.
Cleopatra.
Yeah. I would totally represent that.
And it's so weird because my name is Evdoxia, but to people who are not Greek, they pronounce it Evthoxia, which is fine.
Can you do the whole thing with the Greek last name?
Evdoxia Madeline Yanakidis. No. Oh, Yanakidis.
Wow, that's cool.
Evdoxia Yanakidis.
Wow.
Party trick. Wow, are you even more into me?
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
But you can't speak Greek, so...
Yes, I can. I know enough to make fun of somebody in the grocery store with my grandmother, okay?
Give us a taste.
Not enough to go to the motherland, which I wrote this exact line in my poetry and short stories book. So
give me a line.
Go check it out. 9offline.com.
No, not your website.
Okay, I want you to repeat after me.
No, just say the thing. You're not getting me to say anything.
Ego, echo, orea, vizia. Do you know what that means?
Is that the 3 testicles thing?
No.
What's the 3 testicles thing?
Echo. What was it? I was gonna make you say that. Oh, echo triarchiria.
There it is.
That's 3 testicles. I said I have great boobs. Because you're supposed to say echis great. Echis? Is it echis? Echis orea vizia. That's it. That's what you say to somebody else.
That's to say
but
you have?
I said I have my own. Ego,
I have my own?
Nah. Nah. Yes. Okay. Eric, what's
backwards.
What's the weirdest way your name has been spelled?
I don't understand when I get CK on anything.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's just pick one. Like,
okay.
But the best was when your grandmother gave us food, like back at the start of quarantine, and she wrote on my tub ARK.
Yeah, Eric.
Like it makes sense the way that she says it in like her accent.
Eric.
Like if you spell it
Eric.
out, roll the R, it kind of fills the gap.
Oh, that's so funny. ARK.
ARK.
All right, Ark Anderton. I wonder how she would spell your last name. We should just tell her it to try and spell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Content.
All right, guys. So next week we'll talk about why the guy from my childhood unfollowed me.
It's healthy.
9offline.com. Check it out. Bye.
Bye.